Please welcome Jim Draper.
Thank you. Can I stop? Is that good? You hear me?
And to officially start,
The Holocene is over. We enter a new time period where the planet Earth is defined by the result of human activity. We got what we wanted. We're in charge. Welcome to the Anthropocene, a new age. I was young when I started painting. I was a lot younger when I started writing. Visual art came to me naturally. Writing was hard. It hung as a dark, wet cloud over my head, never storming, no downpour, a slow, damp drizzle, just enough to moisten, chaff, and annoy. Passion flower. So I painted, and the process served me well. I had a niche, not great enough to be revered, but good enough to be popular. For many years, I survived as a painter. The words and stories hung there, dripping. Tarflower. Bajaria racemosa. Along the way on a trip to New York, poking around the cloisters, a small wooden door opened to reveal a cool, dark gallery. I walked in. There I saw it. Chills crept up my spine. The Annunciation by Robert Campin. If you want to do both, to tell a story and to paint, this is the way to do it. Second on the list of thou shalt nots is making images. Even though it will send the artist straight to hell, it's a very good way to transmit information. I started creating my own altarpieces, replacing the biblical characters with a wild southern pantheon, rose rush, false foxglove, and Bartram's ixia. My liturgy informed by the waters and woods, observation of natural systems. My source and meditation, flora and fauna, acted as characters in my narrative. Walls of galleries and museums, my pulpit. The natural order, my scripture. Musselwood, spatterdock, and Florida maple with my wild muscadine vine. 2013, I wound up on a field trip to Cary State Forest in Bryceville. The trip was about native orchids. I had an epiphany. My life was changed. This is on the west side of Jacksonville, right on the Duval-Nassau County line. The trip was led by volunteer naturalists George and Faith Barbour. They took us in the ditch, a borrow pit that was left from building a power line through the forest. There I saw a new world, a response to the cynicism of the Anthropocene. This ugly scar, a cut, a wound, a place that showed the effects of man at his worst, transformed itself into a treasure. I became obsessed with the ditch. The spring-blooming terrestrial orchids faded. Summer brought barber's buttons and black silt in the ditch, pierced with the toes of wild pigs and stories. More altarpieces. Following the lead of our relatives, the wild pigs, I rooted around in the margins of the ditch. There I shoveled up images that could satiate my appetite for both metaphor and beauty. Longleaf pine, rhododendron, canescens, and marshallia. As we become more aware of the Anthropocene, we watch our systems collapse. Hunger and panic set in. Old ways no longer work. Politics, society, religion, all ineffective to mediate the chaos we've created. Grass pink, a wild orchid in the ditch. The environmentalists, did we have it wrong? Were our mantras save the planet, protect the earth, nothing more than an excuse to bring out the guitar and the floppy hat and rally and sing a song? Rosebud orchid at the ditch. There's a lesson, a sermon that the ditch preaches so eloquently. Here on the cusp of the Anthropocene, a place cleared, ditched, tortured, and scarred. How does the natural order respond? It responds with a snowy orchid. Should we have ignored each other instead of followed the lead of wildflowers, been absorbed with our own survival? Should we have listened to the sermon at our feet? Within the realm of the natural order, salvation is manifest by the survival of species. Sundew, rosebud orchid, and snowy orchid. Another altarpiece. The ditch keeps giving, each plant more elegant than the last. Rare beauties lost in the seed bed are transported in on the toes of wild birds, hatpins, and Bartram's rose gentian. They come up freely in the ditch. The ditch changes our way of we look at things. Our aesthetic becomes informed by the delicate dance between light and dark, water and fire, plant and animal. Colophogum multiflorus. We consider ourselves the epitome of evolution, rulers of the planet, masters of the universe. Our hubris makes our drawings of life on the other planets look very much like us. We couch everything in terms of intelligence. The hooded pitcher plant has taught itself how to trick food to come to it. There's no need to hunt, it just sits there. It looks pretty, has a nice yellow flower. Sooner or later a bug's going to crawl down its throat. All it has to do is swallow. How smart are we? So the Anthropocene, a new age defined by human activity, a new opportunity, a new language, a new religion. I look at the ditch and see how the natural order has responded to an unnatural act. That scar is decorated with orchids, lilies, embroidered with the honey-dripping lace of the swamp tie-tie, thousands of stories to paint. Perhaps the Anthropocene asks too many questions. Maybe the ditch, maybe it offers too many answers. Meanwhile, I make a new altarpiece that tells another side of the story. With Yopon, our native water lilies, and a pygmy rattlesnake. Welcome to the ditch. Thank you.